A legacy. Life has always been a struggle for me, as far as I can remember, and even before I can remember, so I've been told. My parents were in a time of tremendous stress and fear when I was born. Not knowing if I would survive based on my older brother who was born just 2 years before and suddenly passed away at only a few months old. Hassan Waters is the name of my dad. That is a name that my dad would say occasionally throughout the years of my life. It felt as if he was always with us, although I never met him. The 70s in the South Bronx was no fairy tale at all. 90210 was a total opposite of 10456. Drugs, streets, survival of the fittest was the life of my parents. Children were an addition, but not always easy to manage as well as create. My brother's death was caused due to the contaminated reproductive system of my mother. The drugs wouldn't give my brother a chance for whatever reason. 2 years later, there was another opportunity for life in this contaminated system. Me. My chance has come. I can survive or die. What will I do? I fought my way through the crack cocaine, alcohol, cigarettes, and took my first breath on this earth unscathed. Where am I? What is this place? And why am I here again? My father answered every one of these questions my entire life over and over again. He would say, "You are a leader. This is your world, and your duty is to serve as many people as possible. Protect your family at all costs, and remember to leave something of value behind so that those that follow can have a head start and don't have to repeat your mistakes." He continues saying, "Regardless of my life and this toxic lifestyle that I chose, you do not and will not be anything like me or repeat any of my negative actions. You are better than anything I will ever be. You are a miracle child." I began going through life with a leader mentality, from being the first one to start playing any activity on my block or bringing in a crowd or simply starting a conversation. As I got older, these activities became career goals, projects, and businesses. I've worked extremely hard to generate wealth financially while using my intellectual wealth from my dad. However, I forgot all about the intellectual and spiritual wealth at times and began to focus more on the earthly desires and tangible items that I was achieving. One day I called my dad on the phone to tell him that I want to speak to him about a few things. "Come on over, son. I'm home all day. I'm anxious to come over because I'm not sure what he's going to say about me feeling stressed, depressed, and just out of it. My goal is to tell my dad that I'm frustrated, but I have a plan to correct all of the problems that I'm having with my latest business venture, my 125street.com. This is a website focused to bring the 125th Street shopping corridor in Harlem to the World Wide Web and put Black America online. No one has ever done it, and this is my time to change the world. Again." I arrive at the house and my dad is talking about his aches and pains and how his body is feeling because he was recently ill. "Not feeling too good, but I'll be all right," he says. "Dad, I hope you stop eating those pig feet and them pork chops." You know I can't stop that, son." So finally I start to tell him about the business issues that I was having, explaining how I visited 500 businesses and organizations, and only 4 people actually showed up to my event to hear what I was offering. Then suddenly, as I was telling the story, I started just drowning myself in tears because I was so disappointed that I let him down because this venture was such a failure. I couldn't handle another business idea unfinished. "What are you so upset about?" he says. "I raised you to do anything you can put your mind to. And don't you dare allow anyone to deter you from what you want. I don't care about those projects. You made rap records, movies, a magazine, and anything you can think of. Look at me." Pulls my face closer to his. "I've been proud of you. You are smarter and better than anything I've ever been. You are my son, and I will always love you no matter what you do. You can be a goddamn garbage man and I'll still love you. So after that, all I could say is, but I can't leave Rasheen anything. I have nothing, Dad. What about the house I wanted to get you? Jackie has already died, my stepmother of 20 years, and she didn't get a chance to appreciate any of my success. All of these things I've done, I need money, resources. It's hard for us. I have all these ideas and I can't never get a fair shake. Listen, he cuts me off. You are great, smarter and talented than any of these motherfuckers out here. Plus, I didn't raise no quitter. So figure it out and stop. Don't stop until you are happy. That's it. I don't want to hear no more about it. Get it done. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Dad. Feeling like a 12-year-old just been scolded, but in a good way, respectful way, and much-needed way. Thank you, Dad. I love you for that. Thinking about that conversation reminded me of how unselfish my father was. To put me before him. Who does that? It's easy to say, but he actually does this every day of my life. About 9:30 p.m. on June 27, 2007, I get a call from my sister that my dad fell out of his bed and isn't moving. I rush over to her. I rush over to her house, and he lies on his 195-pound body, stiff and full of cancer. I knew this day would come when a hospice rep told me her title, sitting in his house, caught me by surprise 2 months earlier. Dad, I know you may look as if you're unconscious for the last 5 days, but I know you can hear me. I love you, and I finally figured out what we need to do here. I don't want to pull the plug and stop these machines from keeping you alive, although we've had this conversation practically for the last 20 years. Oh boy, this is hard, but I guess I have to do it. We'll wait until tomorrow, and if nothing changes, I guess I'll give the okay. Well, this is it. I'm 32, and it's time to finally be a man. Not 21, but 32. I know all that you've done, everything you can for me. You give me your blood, your sweat, your love, your tears. I cannot continue to be selfish. I have to let you go. If you wanted to stay, you would have woken up by now. Rasheen, Sheena, my sister, and I will be fine. You taught us the ropes, and we will do the best that we can. I love you, Dad, and I give you permission to go. This is my last words to my father. I left the hospital to prepare for the launch party for the My 125 Street business that I was so upset about before. He actually invested in that company and helped me get it off the ground. As I was about to leave for the event, I received a call from my sister, Sheena, saying that he had passed away right after I left the hospital. Although I did return to the hospital that night, I also went to the event the same night. I cried a bit, like I'm doing now, and paid homage to my hero, and found a new business partner at that same event, which catapulted that same business into a 10-year reign, including numerous awards, mentors, thousands of professional relationships, a new best friend, and even my wife who is here tonight, Shaniqua, and my two beautiful daughters, Sunil and my 5-day-old daughter, Jana Maya Waters, that are here tonight. So thank you, Dad. This was your legacy to me. Thank you.